Hi everybody, it's Claire Paris with Paris Group Realty LLC in Portland, Oregon. And today on our Ask an Expert series, I'm proud to introduce PJ of Clever Duck Inspections. We're going to see a few things that she looks at on the outside of your home.
Thanks, Claire. Hi, I'm PJ from Clever Duck Inspections. Today we'll take a look at some of the things we look at on the outside of the house during a home inspection. We'll look at the grading, we'll take a look at the siding, and then we'll look at the electrical service mast outside the house. Let's get started. With siding, some of the things I see frequently are siding installed too close to the ground, and that makes the bottom part of the siding wick up water and deteriorate the bottom of the siding. This happens a lot with composite siding or different kinds of wood siding. Another thing I see frequently is overdriven nails. So when siding is being installed, the pressure on the nail gun will be dialed up too high and it'll send the nail partway through the siding, and that leaves a little hole for moisture to get into. If that's happening on your siding, you want to caulk those holes or go ahead and have that siding repaired. Other things I see sometimes are flashing not being correctly installed around windows or it transitions to roofs, and that can cause moisture to get in underneath the siding and cause a problem. Let's take a look at the backyard, look at the grading. Proper grading is when the ground slopes away from the house at least 6 inches down over the first 10 feet away from the house. And that's sufficient to let moisture travel away from the house instead of toward it. If you have grading that is negative or that is allowing water to slope toward the house, you're going to wind up with moisture up against your foundation wall or getting into your crawl space where it can cause problems. So here in Claire's garden, it's pretty flat and there's a little slope toward the house in this area. So I'm going to recommend in her report that that be corrected so that she doesn't get moisture into her crawl space. Some of the other things we're looking for out here, you can see this big tree behind us. It's about 10 feet from the house, and 10 feet is where we start to look for roots that might be causing issues close to a house. So I'll look at the foundation wall on the inside of the crawl space and see if there are any root-related issues going on there or if there are any moisture intrusion issues that might be caused by roots in that area. We might also want to look at the heat pump condenser over here, which is a little bit off level. It's kind of angled this way toward the house, and that might have been pushed up by a tree root. And when a condenser is not level, it can be a little less efficient. So I'll put that in Claire's report as well. Let's take a look over on the other side of the house at the electrical service mast. Some of the things we see frequently with an electrical service mast are a missing drip loop, and that means that that loop that the wire goes through is taut instead of a U shape. That U shape lets water run down and not into the electrical mast. And that can be a real problem if you get water in your electrical panel. Other things we look for are making sure that this is watertight, making sure that this mast is securely attached to the house, and even this little lock, we want to make sure that that's intact and not broken, so that we know that no one who shouldn't have been has been inside your electrical panel. And those are some of the things we check on when we're looking at the electrical service mast outside a house. Let's go check in with Claire.
So what do you think about those birds that I've got in my attic, PJ?
I found a couple little things. Everything will be in the report with pictures.
Okay, fantastic. Well, buyers, you know that you're going to use this information to negotiate with the seller, and sellers, you might have a few things you need to fix. As always, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's Ask an Expert. We'll see you next time.